what I'm doing on Beano. I'm actually suffering a lot right now with the blockage in my eye because all the stuff's coming out and it's blocked up all the glands in my eye. There's something coming out the back of my eye. But anyway, similar thing on the bunny. So I'm fixing his problem at the moment. And I thought I'd document this so that other people know what to do in the case of a watery eye. Right now, Beano is very happy inside the bag with a metal ball. Yes, okay, I will stop now and I'll just do the work. He wants me to just do the work and shut up. He's like, shut up, mummy, and work. So I'm doing what I am going to refer to as acupiezo on a bunny to unblock a meridian under his eye to heal his watery eye condition, which is actually a symptom of kidney insufficiency. So what happens is with kidney insufficiency is that the teardrops, the tear glands, the water is not sufficiently cleared of mineral debris, and it's collecting in the sinuses around the eyes where it would normally be transported out with tears. So this mineral blocks up the meibomian glands and the tear glands and the lacrimal ducts, kind of like a benign tumor. So you have to get it out. And I do this by doing what I call acupiezo. Every time you draw the fur, you're doing a snapping motion like this. You're snapping, quick draw, and it feels like a tattoo machine on the inside under the skin as micro arcs release and smash the crystals, holding the fur and the filaments in. And this releases the tumor that's kind of built up in the lacrimal gland. It's just a plaque, it's benign, but it can harbor malignancies. So you've got to get it out to prevent things like cancer from forming. In baby girl's case, hers once turned malignant. The tumors formed and they harbored a breeding ground for her own cells of her own body that went mutant and started feeding off the scar tissue. But unfortunately, they couldn't stop growing, so her tumors have metastasized around her body. I am in a daily battle now, 2 hours a day, pulling tumors out of her body faster than they can grow. It's a big battle. And with him, I also have a similar battle because he recently had a stroke. So I need to unblock all of his lacrimal glands, meibomian glands, his tympanic muscle in his ears. I need to unblock it all quickly so that he can heal from his stroke. He went completely limp on his right hand side, and this was a few weeks ago after I had my stroke, and it was the same symptoms, identical symptoms, except that he was lame on his right side and I'm lame on my left side. So I was like, ah, shit, I know, because I've been healing from my stroke, so I've been using the same techniques as myself on Beano, but with a different methodology, because obviously they have, we have skin. So I use what I call acupiezo to work on his meridians, while I'm using a meridian comb, an electric meridian comb on myself. Meridian combs are common Chinese tools that we use for healing our organs. through the skin by showering our meridians with electrical oscillation, and that oscillates through the meridians and it smashes up tumors and it unblocks organ pathways so that your organs can form more efficiently. In Beano's case, this build-up or calcification in this area, let's see if I can zoom in. Hey Stephens, I can't read very well, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at reading since the stroke. So this is a bunny. I'm not going to be paying much attention to the chat. I'm sorry, I'm focused on this, and since the stroke it's been very difficult for me to see the screen. So anyway, I'm doing the same therapy on Beano, the giant rabbit that had a stroke a few weeks back, as I am doing on myself. And I'm also doing therapy on baby girl who's got cancer, using the same techniques. I'm using Acu-Piezo, which isn't something that's written about in books, but it's something that is part of Chinese culture. We do what's called gua sha, and this is essentially gua sha for the bunny, except that whereas we have skin, we can use a stone, and we can use electrical devices. Bunnies need to have these filaments, these interstitial filaments, not necessarily fur, drawn from the bunny to create this piezo effect under the skin that cleans meridians, because it arcs under the skin, micro arcs, and it smashes up these crystals that have formed that are plaquing up the blood supply to the sinuses. Just doing it very gently. He's actually really loving it. He's loving it. So I'll see if I can tilt this down a bit more. He's in heaven. He's having this treatment done. He's in heaven. So I'm just going around the... what do you call it? I can feel a change in tension under there where this plaque has actually... there's the edge of the plaque there. When I say plaque, I'm actually referring to a buildup of precipitation under the skin that feels like the equivalent of an ox-bowed river. So, you know, as rivers get older, they sediment up one side of the riverbank, and it changes the water flow and it changes the erosion pattern, and rivers start to oxbow. Well, similar things happen to our veins and the circulation system in our bodies as we get older, and particularly if you've got kidney deficiency, these mineralized plaques will start to clog up areas of your face and give you wrinkles because of the distribution of flexible tissue starts to change around the veins where they're becoming more plaquey. And you can draw it all out with meridian, gua sha, shiatsu. It's all the stuff we do in Asian culture. But on a bunny, you have to draw the fur because it creates the same piezo arcing on the meridians at specific acupoints. So I'm doing this acupoint under his eye right now. I'm moving around. I move around in circles. The acupoints actually spiral. He's loving it. He's loving it. See? This is like the equivalent of the nasolabial fold in a human. And this isn't fur that I'm pulling out. This is interstitial filaments. This is a sign of buildup and inflammation that the body has taken and spun into these filaments to reject them, and they travel along the hair shaft. They're wrapped around the hair shaft because where the body creates these filaments, it sort of ejaculates them alongside a hair, and they kind of spiral around the hair shaft. What is it? What is it? You just woke up? You woke up? Oh, you smelled fear, huh? You smelled fear. So I've just unblocked those nasolabial folds, and that has triggered his olfactory nerve to smell something nasty. And he literally smells death. It's very traumatizing for him because he smells something that's too powerful for him to cope with. And that's why I've got him in the bag, because when you unblock these meridians, it's very triggering. They relive trauma. And what I'm doing is I'm saying, you're safe. It's okay. You're safe. I'm sorry you went through all of that. It wasn't your fault. But you're safe now. I've got him inside this bag. He's feeling safe. And so he gets these flashbacks when I relieve a meridian of trauma, and I won't go into it now, but whenever he gets a flashback, when I unblock one meridian, I know what he's been through, because his circuitry lights up and tells me the story non-verbally, like a fingerprint of what he smelled and where it was coming from, and the things that were happening around him. And I read it like magnetic tape or something, you know. It's just through his experience in my body. Anyway, that's kind of witchy woo-woo stuff I'm not going to go into now, but there is an explanation that actually occurs. And what I've done is to you want me to carry on, or have you had enough? You want me to carry on? It's up to you. It's up to you, baby. I'll just show. He's got a metal ball, and I've stuck magnets to the metal ball to encourage it. What that does is it amplifies his bioelectric field. It strengthens him. It gives him a little, how can I put it, a little willpower, curiosity to accept what I'm doing. And yeah, it comforts him. He likes the metal ball. He likes the metal ball, don't you, baby? Yes. Yes. Maybe if I turn you this way, yeah? Turn you this way. He sees the camera. Hello. Yes, I haven't had a chance to work on me yet, because that's okay. I'm gonna go rest in a minute, but I know, but I've just unblocked one of his meridians. He really needed it. He's chow-chowing. He's happy I did it. Not finished yet. There's so much more to do, but you're a bit endless, aren't you, Beano? There's so much here. I'll see if I can get over here. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, thank you. I love you too. I love you too. Oh, he's licking me. He's saying thank you. He's like, thank you, Mummy. Right. I think we're either we're done. Or do you want me to finish? You want me to do some more? He wants me to do some more. If you want me to do some more, let me move this chair so I can. I'm just feeling around to find the edge. There's a bit here. I should get this first, huh? Here. So this is the equivalent of the nasolabial fold in humans. And this is where, funnily enough, I get my extrusions from my tumors, my tumor in my body makes these extrusions that come out of this fold here. And it just so happens that his meridian is blocked right here. It's interesting for me. And I learn so much from my bunnies. When I'm working on them, I learn so much about myself because I connect with them in a way where I feel what they feel while I'm working on them. And it's not from his reactions necessarily. It's the piezo arcing through here, through my fingertips, through this position. And that has a particular frequency or pattern that matches a particular nerve line. And that nerve line is mirrored in my brain down to my part of the body, and that's how I feel it. It's kind of crazy. So right now, for example, I'm getting pain in my canine teeth, where my tumor is. When I work on him here, I get pain in my facial nerve exactly where my tumors are in my face, which is easier than having a seizure. when I get a seizure, my face prickles in the same way. Are you finished now, Beano? No, he was just freaking out over kitchen noises. He's happy. He's licking me. Okay. Kitchen noises. You just had a poo, didn't you? You just pooped yourself. He just pooped himself from fear. So I think I'm gonna finish the live stream now. I got what I wanted on camera. He did freak out because he did have a flashback. That's to be expected. Those will continue to happen until he's fully healed. You know what? You did a poopy, but you stuck it to the bull. Hey? You just want to be cuddled, huh? He's like, yeah, I've had enough of the bag. I've had enough of the bag now, Mummy. See, since I've been doing the work, it's made his tears water and they've come out. But all this area here is now clean. There's no plaque there. And when the fur gets plaqued up, it becomes this unhealthy kind of very fluffy cotton, fluffy, almost like, you know, it's too fine because it's atrophied. But healthy fur should be a little bit more coarse. And this really, really fine stuff is atrophied fur. It's filament rather than fur. So he's just had gua sha therapy using acupiezo. That's what I'm calling it. Because it's working on the acupuncture points, the acupoints, using piezo stimulation. And you get a piezo effect every time you stretch a hair filament. And it cracks under the skin, it cracks with a little piezo arc. The same as the ignition for gas stoves. The same as a lighter when you click a lighter. So this is acupiezo on a bunny, and you can do it on any bunny or any animal actually along their meridians to encourage healing. And in Beano's particular case, I'm using it to heal him from his stroke. And his stroke was actually caused by kidney imbalance for a long time, kidney insufficiency. So I'm going to heal his kidneys as well. So we'll be working on that. Heal your kidneys, Beano, because they're stressed out. You've been such a stressed bunny. Yes, you've been so stressed. I'm so sorry. This is a lot of stress relief for him. He knows he's being unclogged and he's stretching out and letting me do it. You can see where the meridians are plaqued up. They lose flexibility, the skin becomes wrinkly. when you clear the meridians, the skin pulls back and it becomes smooth. But where he has these kind of flaps of loose skin, that is where he's dried out, his meridians have dried out, and they've slowly plaqued up with mineral due to the kidney insufficiency. And when you draw it out, it goes glossy and tightens up. It's like giving a bunny a facelift and anti-aging him. And that's exactly what we do in Chinese. Actually, we do gua sha all the time to prevent aging, prevent wrinkles and whatever. Because aging is plaquing up of the meridians, which you have to work at to prevent them doing. He's loving it. He's loving it. You're loving it, Beano? Hmm? He's like, yeah, carry on with the gua sha, mummy. It's gua sha, gua sha. Hmm? He's loving it. Gua sha on a bunny. To heal his kidneys, to heal his stroke. And that's what I need to do. I need to go back to bed now so that I can just do gua sha on my own. He's like, no. No, you don't. Hi, Tony. This is ASMR content on how I heal a bunny from his stroke. Could you pass me my stool over? Yes, both is good. Good. There's a delivery. Hello, baby girl. Hello, sweetie pie. Oh, sweetie. So I'll explain what I'm doing. Once again, I've got the figure 8. Right. While the camera is not laggy, I will try to explain what I'm doing. I am using AcuPiezo, the AcuPiezo effect of fur tugging, using this figure 8 that stimulates piezo arcing in his paw here, which is the acupoint for kidney stimulation. It's right here. So I'm doing that on Beano to encourage his healing from his stroke. He had a stroke about 3 weeks ago, I think. I think 3 weeks ago. I'll have to look up when it happened. Solar storm at the time, and I didn't think I could have protected him better, but anyway, it's happened now, and now I have to work on healing him, getting him through it. And the funny thing is, I'm healing from a stroke, so I know exactly what he's going through, what he's feeling, and I can react very quickly to his symptoms and help him through. And whatever I do on him works on me too. So this is like a quick way of me getting instant therapy through my meridians. It's sort of charging up my meridians when I do this work on him. what appears like fur that's coming out isn't actually fur, but it's rather the interstitial filaments produced by the body to capture rogue minerals and debris, to capture it so that it can be pulled and drawn out of the body, because the bunny's lymphatic system is actually very weak and they draw inflammation out of their body through their fur. That's why bunnies lose so much fur, because they're getting rid of inflammation out of the body as the quickest route possible. And it's a fantastic defense device. Fantastic defense, because if you've got an animal that's biting you or get a face full of fur, instant cortisol release will release that fur. So the dog will get kind of a mouthful of fur and choke on it, because it's, you know, if you inhale that into the lungs, you're gonna be completely disabled temporarily until the bunny can get away. So the fur release is defensive. It's triggered with cortisol, but at the same time, if a bunny is chronically stressed, the fur can build up that unused cortisol and those minerals and that the kidney is not getting rid of, and so the bunny can become very sick and succumb to diseases. So it's always good to keep on working on the meridians and just keep them open and flowing to protect your cell chronic inflammatory buildup, and also strengthen your organs, because maximum meridian flow means you have highly responsive organs instead of organs that are just kind of sluggish and reacting and eventually giving you so much pain that they shut down slowly. If you clean your meridians, you will give your kidneys an easy time. And even if they have lost some efficiency, you can regain that. This is another kidney dryness acupoint behind the eyes, on our temples, you know. You have to, I'm using AcuPiezo release, and that will unstick the layers of tissue and enable the fluids to move through. But also it will give him a shock to his hearing, because suddenly he's going to hear sounds louder than they were. And he'll be like, what the hell? What the hell? Everything's noisy. Yes, it is, but it'll calm down soon. Okay. I've put a bit of pressure there for you. Because when the pressure balance is it's just sort of shunting back like a tsunami, and that's kind of painful. So I put a bit of pressure there so that it rebalances slowly. There. Now. I can see the meridians are dry behind his ears. The fur has atrophied to a point of it being nothing but these interstitial filaments because the fur can't grow out now. Might get to see a really good view of this actually. The meridians are blocked and it looks like don't know. What does it look like? Oof. So right here behind the ear is an acupressure point related to the feeling of disgust. And if disgust is blocked in your body, then you will suffer nausea, you will suffer motion sickness, nausea, nighttime blindness, driving sickness, and this is also a result of kidney insufficiency. So if you unblock this meridian behind the ear, it will get rid of vertigo, nausea, tinnitus, insomnia, and appetite, actually. If you are suffering with peristaltic pain that's preventing your appetite, any kind of peristaltic pain, whether that's stomach related, mouth related, jaw related, constipation related, pelvic floor pain related, this here is a signal that you have some kind of peristaltic insufficiency in your body, which is probably causing pain. I can usually find the source of the pain if I go from here to the belly button and I work around his belly button, and then I know like specifically which organs are affected, and then I know which muscles to work on to fix the organs. Right. This is the equivalent of humans getting a big pocket of whitehead behind the earlobe. Gross, isn't it? That feel good, Beano? You're gonna start going mad with the sound in a minute. Yeah. It's alright, baby. It's okay, baby. Are you okay? You keep jerking around. He's like, what the F, mommy? I care. So I'm just unblocking the meridian behind his right ear, which has become very dried out and plaqued up. And is probably the cause of his stroke. Big sigh, Beano, yes. So what is actually coming out is coming from under the skin. And in bunnies, they produce the buildup, which kind of gets syringed out of these inflammatory cells as a way of capturing any toxic debris. It's an immune system reaction that precipitates any toxins into this interstitial filament, which comes out through the hair. So it's a healing mechanism, and humans also have this healing mechanism, but obviously the stuff doesn't come out through our skin quite like this. It does come through the skin for some people, but it will appear differently than this. Wow. So I've now just unblocked the meridian behind his ear that probably was responsible for his stroke, that probably gave him his stroke. And that meridian is responsible for basal ganglia stroke, which is what I've gone and had. I'm tenting it, and then I'm pulling out the interstitial inflammation in the form of these filaments directly from under the skin. So I'm pulling out inflammation under the skin to let him heal from the stroke. There's a lot of inflammation that came out the brain. And I know that feels like. I went through, my stroke happened about 4 months ago, and I'm healing now. But it's difficult, and I use what I've learned on my bunnies, and when I notice things on the bunnies and I start exploring, I realize things in myself that I didn't notice before. So this is a two-way street. Even though I'm working on Beano, he heals me from my stroke because I see things in him I realize happened in me too. And then I know what that feels like, and I know how I can make him feel better. And he's had a terribly traumatic life. So he suffers with complex trauma. He always seems like such a fearless bunny, but that's because he's hyper aware, hyper alert at all times, and that is very taxing on the body. So he's not brave, that's just his mask. And now, in order to heal from his stroke, he needs to be completely babied and nurtured as if he came out of my belly. I was pregnant with you, Beano. I gave birth to you. So he gets to rewire himself neurologically so he can let go of the old life that caused him so much trauma and blocking up, placking up of his vitality. He's never done a real binky in the time that we've owned him because he can't. He lacks the vitality. He's so blocked up. He's such a dried out bunny that he doesn't get the innervation to be able to pull one off. We're going to change that, Beano. We're going to bring your vitality back. Okay? We're going to bring your vitality back. You're going to play again. And you're going to do binky for us, aren't you? When you're well. We want to see you binky. When we first got him, he couldn't even hop because he had been kept in a cage for 4 years and he was completely atrophied to the point where he couldn't hop. He would just shuffle around. And it's taken me 20 months to get him this far, but then he went and had a stroke, and I blame myself for that because I could have protected him better, but it made me sit up and realize he needs 2 hours a day, at least 2 hours a day. And in the beginning after his stroke, I was giving him 4 hours a day. Like, I wouldn't put him down. He was like my newborn baby, because I just needed him to heal. So we would go to sleep and I would put him on my chest. And then I realized just having him on my chest was melting my broken heart. So my bunnies have healed me back. And they're gonna get better. He's gonna get better. She has cancer. I'm working on her as well. It always looks worse before it gets better because the volume of the tumors in the body are precipitous and they multiply. So in between extraction sessions, the tumor gets to grow for a few hours. So I either have to do a lot of extraction sessions every day, because every time you stop, they're still precipitating, you know. Every time she eats, they precipitate a little bit more. So if you can get through the biggest interest rate debt of self-neglect, which is what a tumor is, it's like a debt of self-neglect. If you can knock that debt back as quickly as possible with big payments of self-care, then you sort of like work the tumors in that order. So the tumors in volume have the highest precipitation rates, and you go for the biggest ones first. And then unfortunately, I've got to the stage in my body where the tumors are no longer large. Each large tumor scattered into a few smaller ones. So now I have more focal points of issue all around my body. And that's what gave me the seizures, because there was just so many from the main tumors that broke down and spread. Me clean that entire meridian behind his eye and up towards his temples. This is kidney insufficiency. It's suffering too much stress in your life, chronic stress, which causes kidney insufficiency because, yes, he really likes that. He really likes that. That's a relief, isn't it? Hmm? So this meridian on the back of the ear, your memories may come back of really horrific, disgusting things, is just kind of on the cheeks. So when you trigger this, if you're doing a facial massage, gua sha, you will experience relief. And probably all the flashbacks you had associated with that as well. It's an awesome feeling. I can get addicted to massaging my face here. And bunnies, it just means love. You are loved, Beano. And they need to know they are loved in order to heal. They need to know they're loved. They're very needy creatures. If they feel unloved, they shrivel away and they let go. It's a slow suicide. You're like, don't stop, Mummy. You don't want me to stop. I'm not going to stop. We're going to unblock it. We're going to get you healthy again, okay? I promise. I feel better? Hmm? Okay, time to go. Okay, it's time to go. I gotta go. Done 2 hours on baby girl and 2 hours on Beano today, and now I need to spend 2 hours on myself. There we go. I'll try to do an update later on my status. I don't want to go into it now. It takes too long to explain. But I'm confident I can still get through this. Bye.